Okay, guys, we had a little issue there, but I'm back and I'm live, and I want to say this again. Chris has 33 years of experience in delivery and implementation of information technology and IT security in the IT industry in Jamaica. For fun, he writes a wine column in the Jamaica Observer and hosts wine-related events in Jamaica and the United States, speaking on tools and technology to enhance service excellence in the virtual space. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Christopher Record.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me here. If you're hearing an echo or anything, please let me know so I can fix my technology, but I hope it's working. So let me tell you something. I'm not sure why this organization decided to put me after Rochelle Cameron, because that energy, that fire that Rochelle brought, Rochelle, I don't have it anymore. Back when I was 25, maybe, when I used to be on the stage DJing music, but man, fantastic presentation. Also, Roy early on, excellent information. And I was very happy that I was able to delete some of my slides after Roy and after Rochelle presented. So hopefully I'll be able to stick very clearly in the 30 minutes allotted to me. So ladies and gentlemen, I was asked to talk about tools and technology and to enhance service delivery process, and under the theme of the conference, cracking the service code in the virtual space. And one of the interesting things is that my organization, just a quick introduction to who we are, operates in this virtual space, and we deliver a service. Our company's main product is IT services. We sell very little technology in terms of hardware and software, but what we sell is services. We become your IT department, so you don't have to have an IT department. So that's what we do. So it's very important that we choose and use the right tools and technologies to deliver this service. So as I contemplated and looked at the theme and really thought long and hard about it as to what I'm going to share today, because it's a vast topic talking about tools and technologies, because there's so much. Forgot to turn on my light. I said, I talk about light, and I had the light ready, and I forgot to press the button. So I hope my lighting is fine. And so the range of tools and technologies that are out there, as I said, are vast. And I took a look at talking about this type of tools, but I said I covered some of that, so I deleted those slides. Excellent. So what I'm going to focus on is taking a look at what I think, or was just sharing with you, what an organization like ours had to do to ensure, and again, going back to what Ixor said in his presentation, pivot, because a lot of organizations had to pivot. And I remember Rochelle had one of her episodes in the Go Digital, which was herself, Nevada Poe, for the PSOJ Go Digital program online, speaking about pivots and all the various type of pivots that there were. So us, T-Tech, we had to do an operational pivot, because we deliver all of these various services that you see here, and we had to figure out how are we going to do this while sending home all our staff. And against the backdrop of the fact that we made a promise to our staff and made a promise to our customers that we are delivering insanely good IT services. So this is our vision, mission, our purpose that we shared within the team. And now is to figure out, well, how are we going to do this whilst under this lockdown scenario, right? And so we had to, luckily for us, we made some investments much earlier. And at a very high level, I'll just kind of show you, some of the tools that we actually use to deliver the services while the team was all remote. So we made this operational pivot, and our operational pivot was literally, at the time, I think it was around 40, 45 staff members, and literally had to send home everyone. But because we're all cloud-based, all the tools and technologies are all cloud-based, we're able to just have people dialing, connecting, well, not dialing, Russia, they say you could talk about dialing and wire, connecting via internet and all the various technologies, and we were able to operate as seamlessly as possible just the next day. So there's a service desk application. It's a practice automation tool. We have remote RMM, stands for remote monitoring and management. We have our network operations team, we have our service desk analysts, we have our documentation system, all operating on the cloud remotely, so that each team member would have access wherever they are in the world. So whether they're in Jamaica or North America, because we actually have team members in North America, we're able to access these tools and still deliver the services to our customers, right? Now, as I look at all of this, I dug a little deeper and realized that, you know what, there's some more fundamentals to this, but I'll also share some other technologies that we considered. And, you know, as we, our office physically sits in a campus downtown Kingston with 4 other buildings. And, you know, we look to 2020 and 2021 to say, okay, how do we step up? Yes? Was there somebody saying something? Okay, guess not. Yeah, so we looked to see how we could step up our services, and by even looking at some futuristic tools. So chat agents, live chat agents, video conferencing robots. But we decided out of these 3 that we looked at implementing in 2020, we ended up doing the live chat agent. So we're able to talk directly to our customers via the computers while again, wherever they are, wherever we are, as long as we're all connected via the internet. So we're able to do that and able to deliver, deliver that service. But what I will now share with you, in making the decision to do all of this, several key things were foundational. And it was foundational that in order for this to work, the team had to be fully logged in. And so the understanding that our culture had to be right, the team engagement had to be right, in order for, we had to have the ways and means of measuring the service quality, and that whole cycle, the intention is to deliver a certain level of customer experience in which our customers sign up for. And so, you know, when I spoke to the team, and, you know, we had the Jamaica Customer Service Association team, and I said, look, we can sit down and have a presentation filled with a lot of whiz-bang tools and technology, or we can look to figure out what really and truly makes all of this technology work. And the key thing that makes it work is all the foundational components, which are getting the culture right, ensuring that the team engagement is there, and ensuring that the customer engagement is there, and ensuring that we have the right tools to deliver service technology. So I'll speak about some of the things that we did and what we continue to look forward to, and also explain what frameworks and some not high-tech tools, but just basic organizational tools that we use to try to keep this virtuous cycle working. So culture organization, building a service culture organization is massively important. And what we decided to do was to figure out, how do we continuously communicate this mission, this vision, this value, or you know, the company's values to each individual team member as we deliver our services. So we looked to what a lot of the fast-growing entrepreneur companies were doing, and there are a number of frameworks out there that we decided to do some review, took some trips to North America, met some consultants, because it was massively important, and we tried to find some sort of operating framework. And so we looked at a number of operating frameworks, including, you know, a lot of people out there using OKRs, scaling up, you know, the table group, Patrick Lencioni's group, EOS, and all of these frameworks. These frameworks are tools and technology, organizational processes that we put in place in order to ensure that our communication around the mission and the vision and holding the team accountability is all part of it. So in doing that, we decided on one, and we kind of had to make it our own. And so in doing so, we created this one. Well, we renamed part of it because we can't touch people's intellectual property, and just said, you know, for 2020, we're gonna take a leap. And our leap was based around, you know, leadership, engagement, achievement, and performance. And so we took one of the existing frameworks, and then we had to now ensure that we put it throughout the organization, the entire leadership team had to be trained. We had to ensure that we're communicating as one throughout the organization, because there's no way we can deliver excellent service unless we do that. We have to be able to have the entire team logged in and believing in the mission, and everyone also sharing the values in the organization. So I paraphrase one of Patrick Lencioni's sayings, and I made it a little bit our own. And so our whole using of the term leap, we're leaping into 2020, because we all remember that 2020 was a leap year. Leadership, engagement, achievement, and performance. And this engagement is also team engagement and also customer engagement. And so my paraphrasing was simply this, and I started out when I introduced this to the team in early January 2020, saying, look, folks, if we get all our team members in the right seats rowing in the same direction, we will achieve our full potential in our industry, in the markets we choose to operate against any competition at any time. And so I took Patrick Lencioni's words and I kind of made it, added some local flair and some, our own word. I said, guys, if we all believe in this, we can deliver the type of service that our customers are expecting us to deliver. But we have to have a tool. We have to have some sort of a way to make sure that this is consistent and we're measuring it and we're keeping a track of it every step of the way. And so the tool that we decided to use came with 6 specific components. And the 6 key components included some way of delivering the vision to the organization consistently, some way of measuring that we have the right seats and the right people in the right seats on the bus. I've heard that term before. For anybody who has read any of Jim Collins' books, and Patrick Lencioni. And also we have to ensure that we're measuring the right things. So we're having the right scorecards and measurements. So all of these tools form part of our organizational operating system right now. And so having the right vision and having the right people and measuring the right things, then we can really and truly now deliver some amazing results. And this process, by the way, is a 24 to 36 month process, and we're just 12 months in doing this. So these are some of the tools that we have deployed. So we ensure that we tackle the right issues every week. We ensure that we have the right processes in place, and if where it is wrong, we do some tweaking to ensure that is right. Right. So the 5 key tools that we use is something called a Vision Traction Organizer, which really and truly is a 1-page business plan. Too many strategy meetings, you go to these big events and you have a telephone directory looking document that comes out and hardly anybody reads it. And so in choosing the operating framework that we decided on, it had to be something that was easily appreciated by the entire team, and it is something that we could work with. So the 5 key tools: Vision Traction Organizer, it's a 1-page business plan. The accountability chart. So at our organization, we don't use an org chart in the traditional way. We use something called accountability chart. I'll quickly show you what one of them looks like. We call, if anybody has done anything with Action Coach, or again read any of one of the Begin with the End in Mind and some of these other big leadership speakers, they talk about rocks instead of talking about strategic initiatives. It's the same thing, but everyone kind of gets rocks because of a video and a presentation that was done with one of these motivational speakers that showed how the whole handling the rocks and doing those most important strategic initiatives first before doing the small ones made a difference. As I said, there's measurables, we have scorecard, and there's a specific meeting pulse that the organization sticks to, right? And this way, remember at the beginning I showed this, we're able to describe, sorry, I thought the internet issue was happening to me. I read a comment a while ago. We're able to share with the entire team continuously and remind very regularly about the mission and vision of the organization. So this is one of the tools. It's a sample of what we use, and this is just the high-level version of it because our organization is a little bit bigger, and so it goes a little bit deeper. So it's an accountability chart, not an org chart. And the main difference with an accountability chart and an org chart is that the names in there are the seats and the positions. It's not the actual name of the people at this time. So what you have to do is describe all the seats first, all the responsibilities, because the main thing that you want to understand is who is accountable for what, right? It's not just a communication tool, which is what mainly an org chart does. Accountability chart defines each seat and each responsibility. So this is a role-based organizational chart versus the traditional communication-based organizational chart. So that is just a high level around some of the tools that we use to organize and keep the culture of the organization flowing. I'll also now share at a very high level some of the tools that we now use to to do our team engagement, right? Now, the organization has grown. We started December 1, 2006, and December 1, 2006, we started with 4 people. And to date, we have grown very steadily over the past few years, and we are now at around, this week we onboarded 5 new staff members over the last week, and so we're now at 52 team members. So to keep our team engaged, we bring in a number of different organizational techniques. We bring in different consultants to come and help us to keep the focus and to have each of our team members understand why we do what we do and how each of them matter in there. So we brought in a consultant with this product called Engage and Grow framework out of Australia, which was able to help us to let each team member understand where they stayed, their role, their position, and how they matter in the organization. So it was massively important that each team member understood what engagement really meant. And the keys that were part of that whole 12-week engagement are here. Just kind of talk about some of them. Peer review. It's something that we ensure that somebody does something right in the organization. We definitely want to ensure that the team members are able to recognize and also big them up, and commendation. Weekly leadership access is something that was huge when we started this. We shared all of our key things that leadership did, and just kind of had different team members take a piece of it so they understand why this is done in the organization, and everybody kind of say, now I get it. Because sometimes people just look at the boss and it's like, what do you need to do that for? And then when you share the process in the organization, then it connects with them, right? So not going to go through all of this, just kind of giving you a high level as to what some of the things and what some of the tools that we did in order to take our engagement to the next level, so to speak. Of course, there's one-on-one coaching involved, staff engagement strategies, different departments did different things, and share the chair. It's something that we do regularly. Instead of just the manager of that department always conducting the meetings, we move around. The chairperson of that meeting moves around regularly. So at a high level, that's it. Now, having made investment to do all of these things, we need to try to measure it. And so one of the things that we do to measure it is that we have employed a tool called the Office Vibe. A company out of Canada, they've used a lot of technology and research to figure out what really and truly, how do we measure employee engagement? What are the things that matter to a team member for you to know that they're doing fantastic at work or they're planning to leave? And so the organization has created 300 to 500 questions in which they send out randomly an email. So once a month, each team member will get 5 questions that you have 3 minutes to answer, but it pulls it all into a major database to give us some reports. And this is a high level of what some of the reports look like. It breaks down each of the 10 areas, and we're able to score and the managers when they're one-on-one with their team members, because no technology or none of this thing is going to replace any people interaction. So the tool is important, but the people and the sitting down with your team and meeting with your team is massively important. But at least now you have some data that you can have some conversations with the rest of your team with, right? And so this we found to be very important and continues to be very, very important to us, right? Every staff meeting, every management meeting, we look at these. We look at our management meetings are every week, 7:30 every Tuesday morning, and we have to look at this report to see where's the team at. We have a high-level score. It is really and truly, this is what we call our employee engagement score. It is out of 10, and so it moves between 6 and 10 depending on what's happening. If somebody resigns or a team member decides to move on to greater things, we usually see it so the dip goes down. When there is certain engagement activities, we did something fantastic for the team, you see the score go up. So this is a tool that we use to measure this. So at a high level, spoke about engage and grow as some tools to facilitate and to inform and educate around engagement, and then now how we measure the engagement in the organization. Obvious Vibe tool has a fair amount of other components in there, one-on-one meetings and just general anonymized feedback. By the way, every email or every feedback that comes into the system is anonymous. We have no idea who it is, and so the team members feel comfortable in just sharing their views with the management team. So spoke about culture and the tools we use for that. Spoke about team engagement and the culture we use for that. Now service quality. So T-Tech is a IT service provider. So as a result of that, we have to ensure that we are using worldwide global standards to deliver these IT services. So the framework that we use is a framework called ITIL. Don't worry about this chart. It looks a little confusing, but just to say that we have a framework that we do. Every team member that comes into the organization must become certified, foundation certified in ITIL. What is ITIL? ITIL used to be called Information Technology, right? It's a set of tools and methodology around, I think Ixra mentioned the whole people process technology component. So this operationalizes it. And so within the organization, there's a way that we respond to our customers. We have a level 1 team, level 1 service desk team. We have a level 2 set of experts, and they have level 3. So you have different levels within the organization, and the type of services that they deploy, and the type of responses that they are allowed to give, and how they actually operate interchange within level 1, level 2, level team members, right? So don't want to get too technical with that, but this framework that we use, the ITIL framework, allows that. Now, most of the large organizations in Jamaica, whether they're the NCBs and the Sagicors and Grace Kennedy's of the world, they use also global frameworks to measure and gauge their IT support and how to deliver it. And so it's important that once we as an IT support company are doing the similar things with them, then we realize that it's kind of a match made in heaven, because they understand the same, we're using the same language, right? So some of the tools that we a little noise in my house here. I hope nobody's not hearing any of it, please. Right. So once we are all in sync, then there's, as I said, common language in which we use. So all the technologies that we use here are all ITIL certified. And so remember, I mentioned the practice administration software, the remote monitoring and management software, or real-time tools, and then our BI tools. So we've actually now implemented some high-level tools now where it uses some business intelligence, technology, and science, so that we can measure all what is going on with the organization, so we can know the amount of tickets that's coming in, where the type of problems are coming in general, so we can now either inform the customer to say, hey, I've noticed an uptick in people resetting their passwords. What is happening in the organization? Majority of our service and support happens remotely, and so these are tools that we're able to give proactive information to the customers, and these tools also allow us to deliver reports on a timely basis. Some customers, we have weekly meetings with them, others monthly, and then some quarterly. but the tools allow us to pull out this information and we're able to proactively deliver this type of world-class IT support. Is it working perfectly for everybody? No. So we're a continuous work in progress. Remember, I said we have a 24 to 36 month implementation of a tool that we're 12 months in. So we're continuously learning. All right, last but not least is the customer experience component. And all of the components that we listed out before started talking about culture. Next was team engagement. The other thing was service delivery. And now doing all those right equates to customer experience. And one of the things I did earlier, yesterday and today, looking around at the various engagement frameworks that were out there, and then looking at these frameworks, I realized that almost all of them have the same kind of, make sure that there's technology, make sure you're touching customer, and all this kind of stuff. And so the important thing, I think that many people come back to is the Net Promoter Score. Will you recommend this organization to do work with you? And so we measure that with almost every call. We use this application internally called Customer Temperature. And so we send out, because of the automation of a number of our systems, once a customer raises that ticket with us, it automatically responds to the customer, and then our team member, that ticket is assigned to a specific person, and then the work is done to fix the problem. And then once the response is sent out to say, hey, we're fixed it. Again, remember, most of our work is remotely done, because once we come into an organization and do a right size, and we're able to do the optimization and stabilization of the environment, then a lot of the work after that is remote. So we're able to respond, and then when we respond to say that the problem is fixed, part of that email also has a customer temperature feedback link. Quite simple. If you're happy, it's green. If you're meh, is orange, and if you're not happy, it's red. And then we have a set of processes in the background that our team members will allow us to. They will get the response and be able to call the customer to see if there's an issue or not. And then during the month or the year or the quarter, we have a running scorecard and monitoring and benchmarking tools. So you come in our own operations center, there are the monitors there, so you can look up and see what's going on at any time. So at a high level, those are some of the tools that we use. And we have found that these tools allow us to continuously improve our process with our customers and continue to deliver that level of IT service that we're hoping for. I'm at 31 minutes, and I'll just share one and two other slides around some of the other tools that we're using. Now, internally, what we use to just operate and share and do email and work is Office 365 suite of products. And within Office 365 suite of products, one of the tools that we use a lot more than the rest of it is Microsoft Teams. And so Microsoft Teams allow us to be on the same page with everything that we're doing quite evenly. And so much so that some of the WhatsApp groups that we had in the company, we actually removed them. So for example, we had lots of different groups of WhatsApp groups. We had a leadership WhatsApp group, and I said, look, folks, we need to lead from the front. So we need to remove the WhatsApp group and stop leaning on that as a crutch and use the tools, because one of the challenges we find when there's too many options to communicate is that, and I'll use a term that I heard yesterday in a presentation, I talk about a scavenger hunt. You don't want to be in a scavenger hunt for your data or information. Did the person WhatsApp it to me? Did they email it to me? Did they text it to me? And so if we try to keep everything within the Microsoft set of tools, the search technology within the tools allow you to find information much quicker. And so, for example, Microsoft Teams for me, it's on my laptop, it's on my mobile device, right? So whether it's my personal device or my business device, it's on my tablet. And so anyone that sends a request or a document or something to me, because it's all in the cloud and then it's shared through one application, doesn't matter which device I have in my hand, I can communicate with that team member or respond to that issue. So using some of these tools as just general office organization and communication has helped tremendously. Another part of the Office 365 suite of products is OneDrive. Again, one of the things that we have done with our organization is to ensure that all our team members are on Office 365. And so someone said that they have shared a file or they have saved it somewhere, all the team members have access if they have the legitimate security access to that file. and we can again pick up any device and get it anywhere. I was doing one thing that we do with our customer engagement is that we have for some customers we have quarterly business reviews, and then with those organizations executives, we have an executive business review. And I sat with one of my larger customers and sat with the chairman, the CEO, the CIO of the company, and I said, one of the questions, hey, what's working, what's not working here for the last year? And one of the executives said to me, said, Chris, one thing that's working is that I literally can work anywhere now. As long as I have any one of my devices with me, I can work. And he said to him, he's been out, and team members ask him, how are you able to just join a meeting anywhere? I mean, now with Zoom you can do this, but this was a year before all of the Zoom related matters. And so because we're using these cohesive tools like Office 365, you're able to you can have access to all the files that you need simply by just having the application on your device, whichever device you have, whether it's a cell phone or a tablet or a laptop. And so, having these cloud-based apps, a lot of people are using Zoom now, and a lot of people have options. We have a lot of options now. Interesting thing with Zoom is that Zoom did not start out with all of this use case in mind, which is why they had some issues just at the beginning of the pandemic. But right now they have sorted out a lot of that, and so Zoom or Cisco WebEx or Google Meets, all of them allow that face-to-face anywhere. So at a high level, those are my high-level introduction to the tools and some of the technologies. As I said, I was trying to ensure that I keep within the allotted time, so I have cut out some of the slides. I made reference to some other technologies and tools, and I made reference to a few folks who we have looked to for guidance, and we have taken suggestions and operationalized them. And so I will also share some of the books that we have had to read as leadership team, because we actually, part of our quarterly meetings is that we give the team homework to say, okay, guys, Jim Collins, Good to Great, we're focusing on the first 3 chapters. What are some of the learnings? How can we operationalize some of the things that he has actually shared here? But as a hedgehog concept, again, having the right people in the right seat is one of these concepts that came out of one of Jim Collins' books. So these are some of the books that we have. Of course, Measure What Matters, that is where OKR came from. Scaling up and traction led to the formation of the Entrepreneur Operating System, which is what we have implemented in the organization. So those are the tools we use and some of the technologies I've shared, and I hope that somebody gets even one idea for something, and if that happens, then I think I've done my job. I just want to say thanks to the organization for inviting us here, and I also want to say thanks because there was, in fact, as a member, we were part and parcel of a competition in which we were awarded, and we won. I don't remember exactly what the terminology description, but we were the small business winner, which we're massively grateful for. And so thanks to the team at the Jamaica Customer Service Association for inviting us here to share what we do, how we do it, and some of the tools. I could do this for another hour, which I won't. So I will stop right here. And if there are any questions, I'll happily answer them right now.
Chris, I thought you wanted to mention it. It's a JAXO PSOJ Service Excellence Awards.
Yes, that is one. Thank you very much. You see, I didn't put on my glasses, so I was going to lean forward and try to read the screen, but I said, no, that's going to look funny. So thank you very, very much. Right. I need to put on my glasses next time. I don't even know where it is. Right.
Okay. So I just move right into the thank you, Chris, because I mean, that is what it's about. It's the leadership to set the tone for what the service should look and feel like. And whether it is that we're using tools, we should make sure that the standards are still being maintained. Yes? And that there must be means of accountability. So we really, really want to thank you for taking the time out to make your presentation to us today. And I'm certain that we have benefited from it. The whole OD concept and everything is just, really great for everybody. Dr. Jaja had a question for you. She wanted to know whether or not you were open to benchmarking visits at T-Tech.
I'll talk to my team. I'm open. I'm always open to sharing what we do. And anyone who wants a copy of this presentation, please send an email to info@ttech.com.jm. I need to take out some of the proprietary T-Tech stuff out of it, and then I can share. But yes, yes, man. We're happy to share. You know, Jackson had brought a big team to the office when we were doing the assessment, so we have nothing to hide.
Laurel asked another quick question for you. Laurel Thomas, do you use Teams for calls to and from customers as well?
Laurel, fantastic question. So we had to make a decision around that, and calls using Teams are mainly for the team only. However, our top 2 customers, there's no secret, the Grace Kennedy group of companies globally are one of our largest customers. As a matter of fact, T-Tech was actually formed by 4X Grace Kennedy team members. And so within that group, we are connected to their teams. So we have a joint team set up, and we are able to, they call us on Teams, we call us on them. But we want to do it for a few customers that will allow it.
Okay. Great, thank you, Chris. So I believe Roy and Rochelle should be joining us now, Chris, for just a quick Q&A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready. So I'll stop sharing my screen. So that's it. Anyone who wants the presentation, info@ttech.com.jm, and I will send it to you.
So team, a wonderful presentation, wonderful presentations all around. And we thank Roy, we thank Rochelle, and certainly Chris for sharing so greatly with us this afternoon. Well, most of the questions for Chris, I think I've already asked those. Let me just check to see whether or not any other questions came in for you. But Roy, Clemar Johnson had posed a question earlier that I'll ask you to address for us. Does it affect your brand or company if you utilize a platform, you know, make perhaps a free platform and ask persons to rejoin after the expired session? How do you feel about that?
Is that right, Roy?
You can help us with that, Chris. That was for Roy. I mean, go right ahead.
Okay. As soon as he comes on.
Yes.
When we are advising our customers, for the folks who would like to, and I'll use the term go digital, because I actually added, Rochelle is here, man. Big up Rochelle thing, you know. So I actually had a slide. I could probably just share it back to for emphasis. But as part of the efforts of the PSOJ, we had that one big 2-day event recently. And in my presentation, one of the things that we're saying to folks is that, hey, you can use digital to do your business, but make your business even look bigger than it is. And so a key component is that to making the proper investments in these tools and technologies, you have to kind of make a little investment, because when you're going to tell your customer to, boy, hold on, we have to stop because the 30-minute thing drop off and we have to restart again. That customer experience, you know, Russell spoke about that experience. That customer experience is not right. And so, hey, entrepreneurship, we're starting, we're struggling, we're flopping off. You do one thing, that's fine. And if they're rowing in the boat there with you, yeah, man, we can work with that. But if you want to take your thing to the next level, we have to choose where we're going to make the investments and that interaction, especially if it's customer. No, you can do that with your own team and your partners and stuff. But you're trying to make an impression on the customer. Come on, I think you need to make the investment.
Yes. I agree with that analysis there, Chris. And since you're on the stage, just take this one as well from NCL. The question is: do all Office 365 apps allow for automatic offline backups?
Great question. No, not all. Okay, all right. Let me explain it properly. So if you use Microsoft Word or use Excel or these tools, once you have the document open in front of you, whatever you're using is automatically saved, right? It's automatically saved. Now, depending on the version of Office 365 that you're using, it's saved on your computer and it's also saved in the cloud. Now, the term that was used a while ago was backup, right? And I know not everyone is technical, but us technical folks sometimes we say, no, it doesn't back it up, but it's saved on your machine and there's a copy of it that's saved in the cloud. If you delete the one on the machine, the one on the cloud can get deleted too. So what we offer for our customers is an additional backup service, which is a different tool that then backs it up into a safe place somewhere else. Or backup tool actually backs it up in Canada, right? So we have a backup in Canada and a backup in Jamaica, but not all tools offer automatic backup.
Oh, okay.
All
Backup
do that.
solution.
Hi. Daniel, thank you for helping me to get back online.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel.
Chris, it was a Rochelle, fantastic presentation. And Chris, thank you very much for technology. And thank you for taking that question for me.
And I hope I didn't miss any of the questions, because this other question I'm going to pose to Rochelle, and it came in from Dr. Claire Nelson. And the question is, how do you transform brand Jamaica?
That's
That's
a big question. I mean, and if this answer is right, I could probably transform my bank account also. But one of the things I think too, as we are thinking about brand Jamaica, we have been exposed, all of us, through social media, travel, just general exposure to different countries of the world and to different experiences. And as service providers know, we have to be aware that people are aware and exposed to so much more than they were before. So sometimes our carefree way, we still have to find that balance between the carefree, the no problem, to that people have a problem that need to be solved. So we still have a way where sometimes we are not timely with our responses, not timely for our meetings, and not timely with our delivery of service. And if we are able to use what is so uniquely Jamaican about us, the vibe, the energy, the spirit, and blend that in with absolute professionalism. I saw an ad today from the Jamaica Tourist Board that we are the heartbeat of the world. And it resonated so much to me. To be the heartbeat of the world, we have to be pumping with that professionalism in every sphere of what we're doing. So it is that blend of what is uniquely Jamaica, but remembering that people want their service on time. They want exceptional delivery. They want it to taste the same way. They want to ensure too that when you're in their establishment, we pay them mind. We don't just ignore them and wonder what you're doing in the store. I can't help you. Of course you can help me. That's why I'm in here, So it is that blend of the professionalism and those tenets of customer service. And then what I would lastly add on this point is that we have a great opportunity now with this virtual space and virtual learning that we're able to educate our people. Not just, and sometimes we think it's just people at a particular level, because sometimes when we reach to higher level too, we think that we're not serving our customers anymore. That is for somebody else to do. And we have a unique opportunity for a national kind of education to the people them who big already, but customer experience and customer service should be something that is included in the curriculum of every single solitary high school in Jamaica, because that's what makes the difference in business.
Rochelle, I'd love to.
Go ahead,
So Rochelle, I think one of the things I'd love to add on top of all of that is just to say that we always need to be promoting brand Jamaica. And especially in this digital sphere that we are in this space where we are now one very small global village. Everything you do gets seen. You can go viral in a minute. And we have gone viral so many times for crazy things. Last week, that incident we had two viral incidents quite recently. We had the guy who shot his son. We had also the politician. We had those two have gone completely off the chain viral. We need to ensure that we are branding deliberately. So if it is that you are going on an international stage, the JAXA brand ground must always be promoting Jamaica. So and what I loved about the branding that was done for the JAXA conference is that when you entered, you didn't see JAXA, you saw Jamaica Customer Service Association. And that is the type of deliberate action that we have to take as individuals, as organizations. We have to take it to ensure that we uplift, celebrate, we reach people in a very deliberate way, and we are always selling brand Jamaica. That is something that we have to take on all the time.
Yes, I really agree with that 100%. 100%. I'm going to throw out another question that I received earlier as well. And I mean, anybody can take it. Is it necessary to have solutions in place to monitor or corrective preventive actions if standards are not adhered to?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I said it it came out in ethics and audits.
Yes.
Audits are necessary. Somebody have to be there. Listen, my mother tell me from a little bit, from I'm coming up, listen, what gets measured gets done. Good, Reverend Veronica Thomas. What gets measured gets done. Ensure that you are going to be the one to measure it. You've got to be the person that's going to be the example, and then there has to be some commitment that you're going to take to sanction. Everybody needs to first and foremost agree. The company, the organizations, the individuals, how you choose to come across in this, let's call it now, the brand Jamaica space, has to be something that we all agree on. As individuals, I have to agree on the fact that with myself, that because Ixro is showing up today, I am going to show up. I'm going to be branded. And branding yourself is how you represent. You see Chris branded T-Tech. You see Rochelle branded. Everybody know Rochelle lashes. Always up, on fleek. They can't miss that smile all the time. It's about branding. So you have to agree. And if Rochelle shows up one day and she's going to come on camera and she decides that she must not do lashes, when she knows that's a part of her brand representation, then that is an audit that she have to hold herself accountable to. She has to hold herself accountable. She has to know what's that sanction, because she's decided to give up the potential that she has to gain that business, that the person who is coming on there just to see her effervescence comes through, that they're looking for. And she missed that opportunity. So you have to decide on which opportunity. You want the opportunity or you want to miss it. It's easy, it's a very simple thing. And in this virtual space, be very deliberate, because it is now or never. It is a shot. We know it's not you get a second chance to make the first impression. It is, and this is the impression. It is what you're going to be left with. This is the moment. The moment is now. Make the most of it.
Yes. Rochelle, can we talk about the lashes after?
No, and XR is so correct that, when you talk about jazzing stuff and turning it up, and I know Norma Williams is on also, and that brand that you are personally, because the brand that you represent as a company, you are an extension of that brand. So most people will never know the board of directors, nor do they care. Sometimes they don't know the CEO, nor do they care. But they've met you at whatever position you are in. They've met you, and you now become the company. But more than that, you know, because I do a lot of coaching, I said, let me tell you, sometimes you don't know that every move you make as an individual, you're on a job interview. The opportunities that will come your way when you deliver, you deliver, you deliver. When you see yourself as a business, so you are constantly selling the product of who you are and delivering on that product, the opportunities that become available and the spaces that you are placed in because you constantly turn up that brand. So the lashes, sometimes we're not seen so well, but they're on.
Carlene's question is right after that, Rochelle. She says, I noticed that offshore companies that outsource customer service to Jamaica give rave reviews for service delivery. Why don't we deliver such high levels of service to locals? Any theories on that?
Let me make a small comment around that before the other experts talk. I'm going to talk about the technology component, right? All of those organizations have a process that once our local team members go through that door and they're onboarded in a certain process, and they have to follow that process every single solitary time from step 1 to step 10. Don't deviate every time. But then guess what? We have a natural superpower. And our natural superpower gets kicked in once we sit into that process. And you know, Russia and Ike's can talk about that superpower. It's just our natural charisma. Look, man, I did a lot of wine-related stuff with a lot of diplomats throughout Jamaica when they could visit embassies and all of this. And one thing you hear from all of the folks that are assigned to Jamaica and live here for 3 or 4 years, they just talk about the people, the warmth of our people. But guess what? We have a chemistry amongst us that we just, I don't know. Russia used that term, finke earlier, but we have a level of aggression amongst ourselves. So I think the pendulum swings either way very quickly, right? And the instant that somebody step on somebody, mash somebody corn, is hell and damnation. But once you're sweet, oh God, no guy can talk sweeter, or no girl can talk sweeter than us Jamaicans. So the process fits them in a certain way, and then once that process is there, Russia said it earlier, when you have a lineup to going to get that visa. But I'll take it further. I lived and worked in North America, pack up, move, migrated, everything. And when I lived there, I met up all of these Jamaicans who I know were, I'll call it, some of them were very crass and rough at the edges. These guys and girls were smooth and well-spoken and in their jobs. When you go buck them up down at the little Jamaican spot, because all Jamaican spot curls and that's like a garage or like a bar thing, right? It's like they took off that cape and they stepped out and it's, so. So we have a capability. You see, I learned it from Russia, We have a capability. I mean, Russia, you're a coach. I just talking about my learned experience, but you're a coach. Go ahead.
Those are some amazing examples, because you see that question that was asked, that customer service in the call center. You know what I love about our people? You know that we have a way where we talk nice. When we wind up remote, when it's necessary. And we say, good evening, everybody. We talk, and some people that we know very well, when we hear them in another setting. And my thing is, if we can understand the balance for setting that standard for who we are in Jamaica and as Jamaican business people, because that blend, as Chris talked about, that superpower that we have, of being Caribbean, being Jamaican, the energy we walk into a room with, we walk into spaces as if we own the entire land space that is on. But what we do have to blend it in is to understand we're working with different cultures, we're working with different people. How do we know know the softness that is necessary, but we have to infuse it straight through the organization, because the top can't say we love customers and the people who are dealing with the customers are saying we actually don't love customers. And I'm saying when we can bring that blend into this, into everything that we do for brand Jamaica, but when we walk in, it's not brand Rochelle. We know that when we're on JAXA, we're on an international stage. That's a Jamaican. Nobody don't remember Rochelle then. They remember Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica.
Yeah, man. And, you know, when we talk about the business framework, it is something that we have to always, that's a true example of the framework, the triad of the framework at work. The people, the process, and the technology. Because nobody ever sees those, you don't see the face of those persons, you know. You've never seen them. But the technology works. They have been put in a position where somebody like Chris has set up technology for them that they represented, that is being represented in Jamaica, and the technology works. They have trained the people through coaching, through training programs, through language, through diction, through body language. I went into a call center and there's I did a walkthrough. I once called the call center, Dave. I mean, because they just asked to come in and just do some stuff. And what I was so happy when I walked in and I saw this big thing over the computer that said smile. And it's a big facing that's around the screen that says smile. I know it's a reminder for people to smile. I went in, I never understood why it is that they have mirrors, a mirror reflecting back. So the supervisor explained to me, said, actually, I have to see everybody face, sir, because if I look at the people them face, they know that I can see them in the mirror. So if they're not smiling, I know that the person not getting service, so on. It's a way for them to audit. But it is a reminder to the agents who are sitting down there that, listen, your personality, how you show up is going to resonate through this phone call. It is going to resonate to the person. They feel your smile, they feel your energy, they hear it when you're coming through like that. So you want to ensure that comes across all the time. And that comes in when you understand the balance between the process, the people, and how you use the technology to achieve your goal. And that is what a lot of persons have now had to pivot to. A lot of us as Jamaican organizations, I grew up in customer service, when I walking around here in Jamaica, from the days of my yellow jacket to the days when they give me a nicer blue jacket to wear. Those days, I'm walking around. People know me. It's a wave, it's a high, it's a run up and down. But the fact of the matter is that interaction now is what you have to now teach people how to translate that into this virtual space. You got to teach people how it is that they harness all of that energy, all of those things that make them really, just like the Pepsi say, I am Jamaican. Jamaica is the only country in the world that have its own Pepsi ad, I am Jamaican. There's no I am American Pepsi ad. There's no I am nowhere else. But for Jamaicans, that's how special a people we are. We got our own things. In the marketing space, a lot of companies have realized that the ads that may work in South America and it may work in the US, when it come here, for it to really and truly reach the Jamaican marketplace, you gotta really and truly make it Jamaican. And when you make it Jamaican, you find that the Jamaican ad can be translated anywhere. It doesn't necessarily mean that the other ones can translate here. And that is what makes us special. We have that, Rochelle, what's your word again? Gumption. We have that gumption. We have that personality. We have that special answer that just makes us special all the time. And that is what builds Brand Jamaica. And that's what we know as a people need to translate. And that's what makes what Jamaica Customer Service Association has done today special, deliberate, relevant, necessary, because this is truly something that's building Brand Jamaica.
Thanks for that input, Troy. Excellent discussion, guys. I really wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much again for your presentations and for participating in the Q&A. And at this time, I am going to ask our Deputy Chair and National Customer Service Week and Secretariat Director, Mr. Richard Rowe, to move for us the vote of thanks. I hope we covered all the questions, but we'll get to anyone that we may. Thank you. And over now to Richard for thanks.
Hello there. Good evening. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Richard, we see you representing Brand Jamaica, man.
Absolutely. That's what it is. It is Brand Jamaica all the way. Let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so elated. I am bursting with joy. I thank you, Francine, for leading this session. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, I am truly honored to have been asked to propose this vote of thanks, to move the vote of thanks this evening on behalf of the Jamaica Customer Service Association. I am so honored. I feel so good. I am so blessed. And so are all of us as we together brought you this experience today. I must confess that at this time I am hopping mad. Guess what? Because I was enjoying hopping. And now I am mad that it's coming to the end. Today was wonderful, wasn't it? What about you? You felt that hopping did well? This platform was simply amazing. Thanks for making our experience today the success it has been. Cracking the service code in the virtual space has been a success. Thank you so very much. Now, I must thank our chairman, Dr. Ensombi Jaja. Oh my God. This lady is an astute leader. We thank you for your astute leadership, Dr. Jaja, of the association, the Jamaica Customer Service Association. We thank you for your call to order this afternoon that set the tone and moved this session along. We also want to thank Avery Crooks Campbell, an executive member of JAXA who did the invocation. And to be honest with you, she has really invited the Lord's presence and his guidance, and we have benefited from this. We were so privileged, ladies and gentlemen, to have 3 dynamic presenters sharing with us this afternoon. Ike's Roy Thomas. Roy, thanks for your presentation on ethics and etiquette. Hey, we're talking about doing the right things all the time. Yes? Rochelle, Roy, Rochelle Cameron, your presentation reminded us that it's not the strongest that survive, but those who are most adaptable to change. Yes, thanks for that reminder. Lord Christopher Record provided a vast range of tools and technology to be used in the virtual space. Boy, and after all of this, I heard 2 words. I heard energy and I heard fire. Yes? Used to describe these presentations. Did you see how the 3 presentations connected with each other, and how that brought our discussion at the end, the way it has brought us together. Yes, we thank you, all 3 of you, for enhancing our learning experience today. And we really, honestly do appreciate it. We have to thank our moderator, President of JAXA, Francine Lewis. Yes, a great job you have done, ma'am. You kept us together. You kept the questions going. You had the introductions, everything. And guess what? You are the person who led the planning and the execution of this event. Lord, we want to thank you. Excellence is our hallmark, and guess what? You have delivered. I thank you, Francine. All this, ladies and gentlemen, would not have been achieved without the participation and contribution of our partners. Guess who are our partners? All the organizations who have registered participants for this online experience. Those who saw the flyer and registered to get empowered and re-energized. Yes, our overseas neighbors, hello. The Caribbean is in the house, and certainly those from the US. Lord have mercy. Thank you so very much for joining us. It really has been our pleasure. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You think it could have been free without somebody paying for it? Yes, we want to thank our sponsors, the Tourism Enhancement Fund, Sagicor, National Commercial Bank, Paymaster, Proven Investment Limited, Restaurants Associates Limited, operators of Burger King and Popeyes. Yes, Tasty Jamaica. Yes, everything Jamaican. British Caribbean Insurance Company, Guardian General Insurance. I tell you, our partners like the PSOJ, the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, Charmaine Graves and D, Systems Integration, Carry Flow Limited, BDMS Solutions, and Nimble JA. Hello. Thanks to all our sponsors. Thanks for your sponsorship. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your participation. You have invested time, you have invested your effort, and certainly your resources. And through all this, success was guaranteed. Ah, my Lord. We have some members of JAXA, the JAXA team to thank, our founder, Ilsa Duvernay, and somebody spoke about, this amazing JAXA team, Sharon, Charolais, oh my, Marie, Sandra, oops, now I'm calling names. Me in trouble now because I can't remember all the names, but thanks to Christine, Georgette, Erica, Ikes, Roy, Lord of mercy, me get in trouble now. To our administrator, Dwayne Lochin, man, you have been the glue that has been keeping us together. Thanks for going the extra mile and pivoting. You know about pivoting, especially in this pandemic. Thank you so much for all the hard work you have done inside the Secretariat, Dwayne. Ladies and gentlemen, so much transformational, technological, and empowering information was shared with us today. Customer service is indeed at the heart of everything we do. I wonder how many persons who have joined us today are now ready to help us to keep JAXA's vision and mission alive. Yes, we hope you will become members of this association. Please contact our secretariat right away. Don't delay. We want to join forces with you to raise service standards nationally and delight beyond expectation. Sweet, sweet Jamaica, now left ya. Yes, we want to big up and build up brand Jamaica. Yes, the heartbeat of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for making this event the success it has been. And guess what? I look forward to your joining us in the celebration of National Customer Service Week in October. And remember to get certified in customer service. Guess what? JAXA will take you there. So are you ready to crack the service code in the virtual space? Well, if you are, the Jamaica Customer Service Association is ready and waiting to take you there. Will you join us? I want to thank you for a wonderful day today. And I wish you every success and every blessing as you take on this customer service thing to the next level. Crack the code, man. Broke it up. Get on to making the lives of our customers better. Make their experience move to the next level, because we are serious about delivering the greatest service ever. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for making it the success. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you.